We have email, posting announcements, and that's pretty much it with over communicating. I gotta read it before this one. Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning into my channel. I'm gonna say I'm standing outside. Clearly I'm standing outside. I also live in the city, so there's just gonna be noise. It's gonna be random noise, and it's gonna happen. I apologize already, but I can't really control that. So today I wanted to talk to you. I feel like the series is becoming the "but it's not my thing" series. After kind of moving through my past few weeks of just working through a distance learning setting, an e-learning setting, I wanted to talk a bit about just kind of some tips to help you with e-learning, or distance learning, or whatever kind of learning, online learning, whatever you're calling it, when it's just not your thing. So before I move any further, before I do anything else, you know what I'm going to do. If you like this video, please be sure to click like. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to see more of this lovely face, please be sure to bell me. If you would like to contact me or read the blog for this video, which will be posted at some point in time, you can check it out on my website at www.chikahenley.com. Let's go ahead and transition to today's topic. There's a siren in the background. Again, I live in a whole major city. It is happening, and I'm just going to keep on recording because I don't know where it is or how long it's going to take to get near my house. It's really loud. So anyway, so I'm jumping into today's topic. And so, like I said, today is talking about how to do e-learning when e-learning is just not really your thing. A conversation that many teachers have had, many of colleagues are having. We're just really talking about, as teachers, as educators, many of us are all about that in-person life. That's really what we do. And we're really trying to figure out how do we work within this realm of this online learning. It's very uncomfortable for some. It's definitely getting people outside of their comfort zone. And it's just something a lot of people have never really thought about, like how am I gonna do this, or how am I gonna be great at this? So I decided to go ahead and come up with a video, just some tips that I've compiled based on conversations I've had with people, based on just, all the things that have been happening in the past few weeks for me as I've transitioned to my work from home and my distance learning setting. And I hope that you find these particular tips helpful and useful. And if you have any extra things, you can go ahead and add them to the comments. So let's transition. Okay, so tip number one has everything to do with assignment structure. Okay, that's the other bus going on the other side. Okay, so tip number one has everything to do with assignment structure, like I mentioned. One of the conversations that I keep having with a lot of colleagues is that our kids are used to the structure of a day. They're used to, and it's so ingrained into the day that they don't even recognize they're going through all of these steps. They don't realize that you're doing a gradual release process. They don't realize that all the scaffolding's gone into hard work so that things seem like they're just transitioning. And so kids kind of are struggling with that release. So one of the things that I've definitely recommend is to structure your assignments so that they have a very clear do this first, do this second, do this third, et cetera, kind of setup. If it means you set up your worksheet so that they have clearly identified steps. I had one colleague say that, they're using PowerPoints that are very specific. Click into this PowerPoint, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, with all the links to the things that they need to do, the kids need to do. But you really need to think about the actual structure of the assignments themselves, because again, kids are accustomed to coming into your classroom and you're going through all of this well choreographed dance that is your teaching, and then you use this e-learning platform, or distance learning, you use a Google Classroom, whatever it is you're using this platform to support the things that you've done, and those things are absent. So as you assign things to kids, think about how you're structuring those things so that the scaffolding comes out through the assignment, and it just doesn't feel like you're kind of giving kids this random thing posted onto whatever platform it is that you're using. Okay, number 2 is routine. So I post a lot of videos for grad school and grad students. I'm always in an online program because it's the thing that works well for me, but there are lots of people, it's the thing that they kind of struggle with. You got to realize it's the same thing with just kids, right? As an adult, you struggle with this, so you got to think about as kids, they struggle. So you need to create some sort of routine for them. So as an example, when I'm in my online programs, Assignments are due on Thursday evenings and on Sunday evenings. That's the way it is. And I've done more than one program, and that's still the same routine. And when someone throws you off of that routine, because occasionally you'll have a professor that's like, oh yeah, can you post this on Tuesday too? You're just like, what? How do I even get my life together? So think about a kid who is 13 years old, a kid who is 10 years old, a kid who is 17 years old. Think about how they have to figure out the ins and the outs. They have 7 classes if they're in high school. They have 7 instructors who have 7 things that they're telling them to do. That's a lot to try to carry on. That's even in an online program. I took my courses in 8-week intervals, one course at a time. Most people didn't take 1-2 courses at a time, and that's something that's difficult to manage. So just imagine managing all of that. So you need to really figure out what is your routine. So if it's something that hasn't been spelled out by your administration already, I would definitely say to figure out what that routine is going to be, and honestly confer with your colleagues to see what they're doing, so that it kind of, you are working together and in sync, so that the kids aren't as confused. So like I said, create that routine for them. When are your assignments due? When are you posting them? When are you giving feedback? Just things that they know, so they know when things are coming, and it's a little bit easier to digest this transition. Okay, number three is something I know is definitely out of people's comfort zone as well, and I think I might post a video about this with tech. But number 3 is videos. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, oh, videos, oh. So videos range from all kinds of things, and I can admit to this, like, now that I've been doing YouTube videos, I feel 100% comfortable standing in front of this camera and just saying whatever and doing whatever. However, because you just kind of get over it once you're already on the internet. But I know that sometimes it can be uncomfortable recording yourself. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, how do I look on the camera? What am I doing? And how am I talking? How do I sound? And how do I do this? And then there's just the whole technical piece of it, of how do I record? How do I upload? What is all this? However, and recording, you gotta kind of put that to the side and start figuring out how to deal with these videos. And again, I think I'll post a video about just how to do the techie type stuff, and I'm not the bomb at it, but I do know enough to kind of get by. But with the videos, going into that, you do need to, I recommend posting what is your I do. So a lot of schools do the graduate release of responsibility. What is that I do? What is that portion where you're explaining the how to do everything in the assignment? You're modeling how to do things. Are you posting videos and just explaining specific things that might be kind of confusing? Like maybe you notice a lot of kids asking questions about a specific thing. Record a video explaining how to do that. Do screen recordings, and that doesn't even require your face to be showing. It's just your lovely voice. But do a screen recording, walking kids through how to do things. Make sure you're making things as accessible as possible for kids, because again, that's how we function. That's why you're sitting here watching this video right now, because you want somebody to walk you through how to do the things, right? That's why we're always on YouTube. We want people to walk us through how to do the things. Let's not do a disservice to our kids by letting our things that make us uncomfortable or insecure hurt the kids, because it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. But you know what? They're thrown in this too. So let's help them out by just posting those videos. And so that'll be helpful. Another trick with the videos, one thing I do say, and I just know this with YouTube videos, my videos are super long. I realize this. However, I do structure them so you can skip through them on purpose. After about 5 minutes, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, nobody really is trying to watch that. So just keeping that in mind too. Make it a short thing, or make it something that can easily be skipped through. Like I always do the steps, and I purposely always do steps, because I know people who generally watch my videos, they'll know the steps are coming, and you can just skip through. You don't have to watch me talking like I'm doing right now. You can just say, man, I got the tip. Let's go to the next one. Okay, number four is over communicate. And I feel like my team is going to start parroting this out to me, but I keep telling everybody you need to over communicate. As a teacher, when I was in the classroom, I always had a PowerPoint that I used every day, and that was just what I did with my agendas, all the information they needed on it. And the first slide was an announcement slide. So kids are accustomed to just knowing that you're going to say, hey, don't forget I'm grading on Thursday. Hey, don't forget there's this big assignment due. They're accustomed to getting this constant communication. Anything that's happening, you're talking to them all the time about all the things. And just think about, as an adult, us going through all of this change and all these things that are happening, how off kilter it kind of makes you. You're like, oh my God, we said we're going to do this on Monday, but then I saw the news on Monday afternoon, and so now we're going to do a different thing on Tuesday. So that's a lot of what's happening just because of the transition that's existing right now with education. So think about your kids. Your kids don't know what's going on. They aren't abreast of things either, unless you're keeping them abreast. rest of those things. So please make sure you're emailing kids. Email them, hey, I see you turning this in. Great job. Hey, you know what this assignment is due? Don't forget. Do more than just posting one meme. So that's one of the things I keep communicating to my team. Remind kids of many things. Send them individual emails, send group class emails, send encouragements, post announcements on your platform, but make sure you're communicating everything to them so they know what's going on. Because once they get confused, they kind of freak out because they don't have a means of figuring out more information. Okay, number five is to make sure you clearly spell out your personal availability, your personal schedule and timeline, okay? Because this is also another thing that as a classroom teacher, that was something that I did. Kids knew I graded on a specific day. So no matter what I did, Thursdays, last year I was in classroom, Thursday was the day I graded. If you turn something in to me on Wednesday, I was going to grade it on Thursday. If you turn something in late to me on Friday, I wasn't going to grade it until the following Thursday. So I had that kind of routine so kids knew what to expect. Oh, I turned this in, but I know she'll grade it by then. And if I haven't gotten a grade, if I haven't received my grade, then I need to ask a question. So make sure you clearly outline when are you live and available to kids. And I know that those things vary depending on your district and your state. Some people are literally having live sessions. Some people are not, really just depending. But make sure kids are aware when they can ask you questions and when they can expect responses, okay? I know my teachers are going to be online looking at work from 10 a.m. until noon. And my teacher communicated that to me. So I know if I post something at 3 p.m., I probably won't get a feedback on it until the next day at 10. But that is something that needs to be very clearly communicated to them so that they know what's happening and they don't feel like, oh, I just did this, oh, I just did that, because they'll get into a freak out mode. Recap time. The first thing is to make sure you have some sort of assignment structure. Well, we all have assignment structure, but to structure your assignment so that the scaffolds are very clear and the kids know how to walk through everything. They have to walk through it independently. The second thing, create routine for kids, okay? Recognizing that they have lots of things that they're juggling and managing. And a thing that's just a realistic tip, depending on the kid, depends on the situation. Some of our kids are in situations where they have a parent that wakes them up at, you know what, you get up at 7 a.m., so you get up at 7 a.m., you eat your breakfast, you do this, and then you're online. And they have these very clear-cut schedules, but then you have some students who their parents aren't necessarily putting them on a schedule. Or you have some students, because I work in the land of high school, I have some students who are probably working at businesses that are still considered essential, so they're still going to work. And so they need that routine because they don't necessarily have routine anyway. They need to know what to expect. So make sure you get that routine going, set up assignments to come on certain times and days, etc. Number 3, videos. Get outside of your comfort zone, start recording the videos, figure out how to do the screen recordings with the audio, but get those things together to help support kids and to help walk them through things that they have to do. Number 4, over communicate, okay? Say it multiple ways and multiple ways. So over and over again, email, posts, all those things. But make sure you're over communicating to kids because again, they're used to seeing your lovely faces every day for at least an hour every day. And number 5, make sure you make a clear schedule for your personal availability so kids know when you're on and when you're off and they know when to expect things. And again, if that wasn't a thing that was not your forte in the classroom, it needs to start being your forte now. It needs to be something that you're very comfortable with because kids need to understand. That's one of the tricks of online learning. Online anything has to be super structured. If it is not super structured, then it's something that becomes confusing and frustrating, and then you aren't really that successful in it. So that is it for today. That is today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got a few nuggets from it. If you like this video, please be sure to click like. If you like me, subscribe to my channel and make sure you email me so you can keep seeing my face. And if you would like to contact me or read the blog that will eventually be posted because I'm going back to the olden times of handwriting things out, it's amazing. You can check me out on our website at www.shikahenley.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me in my backyard. And I look forward to speaking with you next time.